Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset. We'll talk about Ripple a little bit and XRP as well. You know, it's the weekend. I like to wake people up, so let's take a look. Are you ready for this? World Economic Forum says fashion will be abolished by 2030. Humans will all wear a uniform. It sounds a lot like this right here from Pink Floyd The Wall. But you know, if you take notice to what they're pushing, they want to control what you wear. They want to control what you eat. They want to control where you spend your money. They want to control you, and you need to wake up before it's too late. Now, remember when New World Order was just a conspiracy theory? Well, take a listen to this.
Dr. Kissinger, our satellite time is running out. What wonderful opportunity to conclude our week here with such concrete proposals and ideas of how we can really create, I would say, a new world order.
They're in your face with it, and yet people out there will still call this all a conspiracy theory. I mean, if you're not seeing it by now, you're just missing it, or you're just blinded by the mainstream media news. World Economic Forum insider admits Canadian wildfires being used to poison Americans. Tens of millions of people in the U.S. are breathing in this toxic air as smoke from the Canadian wildfires drifts south, turning the sky a murky brown in some of the country's biggest cities. It's not just New York City and Cincinnati. The formaldehyde levels in Michigan and many other U.S. cities are off the charts. According to the mainstream media, there is no evidence the pollution contains formaldehyde. But you have to have seen the evidence provided by a concerned local man doing his own investigation. At this stage, they are literally telling us not to believe what we can see with our own eyes. So you either believe the guy who does his own research and gets it out there onto the internet, which they also want to take control of because they don't want you finding out the truth, or you could take it from the mainstream media news, which is controlled by the big corporations like BlackRock. So what happened? BlackRock and Vanguard happened. They buy all the houses in the entire neighborhoods and leave them empty. Soon after, local businesses go out of business and either move elsewhere or close shop. No shops. The people end up moving where the shops are. This is how American land is being cleared and people are forced to live in crowded metropolitan cities. And that's exactly what's going on. But yet, everybody in the crypto space is hailing the fact that BlackRock is getting into crypto. Do you honestly think a company that's going to buy up houses and leave them sit empty is ever going to make you rich? You need to wake up. They are here to take control of Bitcoin because that's the escape route from a CBDC. And you know, a lot of people will continue to hail it all the way until they're enslaved by the system. Ripple Labs real estate tokenization plan uncovered. And again, tokenization is going to be a major role in the future because instead of buying a whole house, you're going to be buying pieces of a house, and people are going to be living in those houses that a whole bunch of people own pieces of. That's why they're pushing so hard for tokenization. They're also trying to tokenize mortgages. And then if you look at Hedera, they're looking at the same thing. Tokenization of property. So basically, each investor buys an NFT as proof of their ownership. An NFT owner may receive reward payments from the property occupant, thereby removing the need of a bank mortgage. Is this correct? And that is what it is. The person in the house is paying monthly rent, never going to own that house, and a whole bunch of other people are reaping the rewards from that. But again, that's why these crypto companies are tied in with tokenization, because that's where the money is in the future. Or 40-year mortgages loading. And you know, they're already talking about 40-year mortgages, but take a look at 2021 rate, 2.96%, 30-year fixed. Loan amount, $399,999. Total cost of the loan is $604,180. 2023 looks a lot different. Loan amount, $399,999. Total cost of the loan now is $1,027,529. They are pricing people out. You know, this younger generation of people cannot afford to even buy a house. And, you know, they're pushing people into these houses at an all-time high at the same time. So asset tokenization, a $1 trillion market opportunity. JP Morgan, BlackRock, and Goldman Sachs think so. That's why BlackRock is getting in with crypto at the same time. They're looking at the utility behind cryptocurrencies, certain cryptocurrencies. They're not here for Bitcoin. Even their own vice president said last year that they were interested in utility. They're interested in XRP and XLM and HBAR and cryptocurrencies that are ISO compliant. You know, people in the crypto space, you know, even if you're a Bitcoin maxi, you got to look outside of Bitcoin. You got to look at the big picture. So World Economic Forum agenda contributor and CEO of Rabo Carbon Bank, Barbara Barsma, argues the case for personal carbon allowance. If I want to fly, I buy some carbon emission rights from someone who can't afford to fly, for example. Or if someone lives in a small house, he can sell his carbon emission rights to someone who lives in a big house. This way, poor people can benefit from the green economy. You take notice what their agenda is. They want to keep you poor, but they want to feed off of you at the same time. They're going to come and put some money in your pocket and take your carbon credits so they can go fly around the world while you sit there poor and not owning anything. And you know, that's why I always told you, you need to enrich yourself before this all happens. So you could be the one buying the carbon credits. So you could be still traveling or doing all the things you do now. That's why it's so important to enrich yourself in the fourth industrial revolution. Ripple, global demand for carbon credits is projected to grow by 100x by 2050, but the voluntary carbon market needs to address issues around transparency, efficiency, and trust. And again, it's the same reason these crypto companies are getting involved with carbon credits. Ripple's not the only one. Take a look at XLM. Take a look at HBAR. Take a look at Casper. They're all tied into where the money is. So World Economic Forum controls human brainwaves. They don't hide it because they know people are deafblind with Zuck's apps. People can get arrested for their thoughts. Take a listen to this right here.
When you arrive at work the next day, a somber cloud has fallen over the office. Along with emails, text messages, and GPS location data, the government has subpoenaed employees' brainwave data from the past year. They have compelling evidence that one of your coworkers has committed massive wire fraud. Now they're looking for his co-conspirators. You discover they are looking for synchronized brain activity between your coworker and the people he has been working with. While you know you're innocent of any crime, you've been secretly working with him on a new startup venture. Shaking, you remove your earbuds.
What do you think? Is it a future you're ready for? You may be surprised to learn that it's a future that has already arrived. Everything in that video that you just saw is based on technology that is already here today. Artificial intelligence has enabled advances in decoding brain activity in ways that we never before thought possible. You've heard a lot about AI over the past few years. Here at Davos, it's been the talk of the hour. But I want to talk about it in a different way, which is the ability to decode brainwave activity. After all, what you think, what you feel, it's all just data. Data that in large patterns.
So you see how in the future you can get arrested for your thoughts. And they could use this as a tool against certain people. Think about it. Some guy gets up one day, goes online, types out a big long paragraph on how he feels the World Economic Forum and the Agenda 2030 is enslaving him. All of a sudden, they come and arrest him, and then they say your brainwave thoughts say that you were planning a murder, or so whatever crime it might be. They can easily control people through brainwaves as well. Exciting times. Experience the power of artificial intelligence in the metaverse with Matrix brainwave data reception, storage, analysis, modeling, and avatar intelligence services. And take notice how they called it the Matrix. And they already have this technology. It's just a matter of time until they want to start utilizing it. And you know, that's why people need to really wake up before it's too late. Digital cash will allow us to abolish the Second Amendment, and this was part of that plan all along. The World Economic Forum has boasted that one of the benefits of digital cash will be the death of gun ownership in America and the abolishment of the Second Amendment. But you know, every criminal out there will still have a gun. They just don't want you to be able to protect yourself in the future. And like we always talked about CBDCs and how they will enslave you. Think about it. All of a sudden, the world is in chaos and you have no weapon, but yet everybody outside of your house has a weapon. And you go to buy one, and all of a sudden they say you can't buy it. So, because you're controlled by your central bank digital currency. That's what they're planning for the future. And, you know, at one point, anybody out there right now would say, this is all conspiracy. This is never going to happen. But they're right in your face with it. These elites do not care what you think anymore because they think you can never resist this from happening at this point. It's too far along. But now here we are in the United States, and we have a handful of politicians that are trying to put an end to a CBDC here in the U.S., putting privacy laws ahead of a CBDC. People are fighting back because people don't see this as their future. This is the elite's dream. It's our nightmare. And that's why I do these videos, because I try to wake up as many people as I can before it's too late. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this one. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.